Did you know that if you're over 60, you might be losing up to 8% of your muscle mass every single year? Imagine feeling a bit weaker, slower, and less steady on your feet every time you reach for something or get up from a chair. It's almost as if age is silently chipping away at your independence, one quiet day at a time. But recent studies, some of the most surprising research to date, are flipping the script on aging. In one Harvard study, older adults regained years of lost muscle in just 1 month using simple, do-at-home movements. It makes you wonder if there really is a way to rebuild your strength and feel more like yourself again. What's the missing piece almost everyone over 60 ignores? Have you ever noticed yourself feeling hesitant to walk on uneven ground, or needing to rely more on railings and chairs for balance? You're not alone. According to research from the Cleveland Clinic, after age 60, falls become the leading cause of both injury and reduced mobility in seniors. But what if you could cut your risk dramatically starting today? How much stronger, steadier, and more confident would you feel if you truly believed you could turn back the clock on your muscle loss? More compelling, research suggests small, smart changes, not radical programs or expensive equipment, can transform your future. Every morning I hear from clients who are scared. Last week, George, a 68-year-old who once dreaded each flight of stairs, told me he's climbing better now than when he was 50. Just yesterday, Janet messaged that she finally played with her grandkids on the floor without a twinge of pain. Wouldn't it be powerful if you knew the exact steps to rebuild the muscle that protects your bones? Balance and freedom. Today, what you'll learn just might be the turning point to claim that strength back. This video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Let's dive straight into the most effective ways to regain muscle, reverse some major markers of aging, and claim a stronger version of yourself, all with simple movements you can do at home. First, we need to lay the truth bare. Muscle loss after 60 is not something that just happens. It's preventable, even reversible, when you know what to do. Most people think muscle building isn't possible after a certain age, but current research from Harvard Medical School and the Mayo Clinic shows otherwise. Muscle tissue is like a factory. It just needs the right signals, movement, nutrition, and recovery to fire up, even if you haven't exercised in decades. Let's start by targeting one of the biggest risks for those over 60, losing balance and falling. Imagine reaching for a shelf. Your body suddenly wobbles, and you have to grab the counter just to steady yourself. It's distressing, and it's a warning sign your hip muscles and balance could be weakening. In one study from Boston University, seniors doing just one very simple move each day boosted their hip strength and single-leg balance by more than 1/3 in only 1 month. Could the answer to reducing falls really be that easy? Let's explore. The exercise is called the standing knee raise with support. You don't need any special gear, just a sturdy chair or a countertop. Start by lightly resting a hand for balance. Feet hip-width apart. Posture tall. Slowly lift one knee. Hip height, keeping your back straight and your eyes forward. Then lower down just as slowly. The magic comes from holding that high position just 2 seconds per rep a step, so often skipped, but crucial for activating the deepest muscles that stabilize your hips and core. Some researchers observe this isometric pause can increase muscle fiber use by more than 30%. After years of coaching older adults, I see firsthand how quickly confidence returns when balance improves. Imagine being able to step off a curb, climb the porch, or walk in the yard without that background fear of stumbling. Now, which leg will surprise you by being weaker? Your dominant or non-dominant side. You might not know until you try. How many reps should you do? I often recommend 3 sets of 8 on each side, with short rests. A tip: always start by pressing your supporting foot firmly into the floor and tightening your glute, the primary stabilizer. This sets your base. According to some studies, Improved benefit by more than 40% compared to just going through the motions. And remember to focus your eyes straight ahead, not down at your feet. Research suggests making this a mid-morning routine leads to the best gains, likely because our coordination is sharpest then. Once you build confidence, make it harder. Reduce hand support to just your fingertips. Lift your knee slightly higher, or draw a small circle with your knee before lowering. The key is to add just a bit of challenge, week by week. Here's a micro story. Pauline, 74, had stopped walking outside alone, fearing even a small stumble could lead to a serious injury. After practicing standing knee raises daily, she surprised herself by navigating the steps at her book club meeting on her own. Her friends noticed before she did. What could this do for your day-to-day confidence? Now that you've seen how important activation is, let's talk nutrition. The reason many over 60s plateau isn't exercise, it's not getting enough protein. After 60, your body becomes far less efficient at using protein to build muscle. The answer: researchers in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition recommend up to 30% more protein than younger adults for the same effect. That means if you're 150 pounds, you should aim for about 105 grams a day. Do you know if you're even close to this goal? Most people guess wrong. Tracking protein can be frustrating, calculating, remembering portion sizes, searching online all take time. Technology now makes it easier. Cal AI, for example, allows you to snap a photo of your meal. Instantly, you get your exact protein count. Just yesterday, I tested it on a quick lunch Greek yogurt and a sprinkle of nuts, and it nailed it, with room to add anything it missed. The barcode scanner is a lifesaver. Just scan your protein shake or snack bar and you're set. You always know if you need that last spoonful of cottage cheese before bed. Would making it this simple get you closer to your muscle goals? Protein and movement work together, one without the other. Progress stalls every time. Now that we've covered your hip and balance, it's time to move to the real powerhouse, your glutes. Glutes aren't just about looks. They're the engines that drive your walking, rising from chairs, and stair climbing everything that lets you live independently. Glute bridges, done daily, have been shown in a major UCLA study to increase glute strength by over 40% and dramatically reduce low back pain in just 4 weeks. That's not theory, it's day-to-day freedom. Why is this so powerful? Weak glutes force your lower back, knees, and even your feet to compensate, setting you up for pain and injury. Let's break down the move. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet hip width and flat on the floor. Place your arms at your sides, palms down. Before you move, flatten your lower back gently. That's called a posterior pelvic tilt. Then squeeze your glutes hard as if you're trying to crack a nut. Press through your heels, lifting your hips until your body forms a straight line from knees to shoulders. The secret: focus on heel pressure, not your whole foot. This alone, in one study, boosted muscle activation by 1/4. Hold at the top for 3 strong seconds, then lower down slowly again. Don't rush the return. Do 3 sets of 12 with a 1-minute rest. Before starting, do 5 tiny pulse lifts, barely raising your hips, concentrating only on the glute squeeze. This warms up the exact pathway between mind and muscle. Need comfort? Place a small pillow under your head. Without worry, it won't reduce effectiveness. When you get stronger, extend the hold up to 5 seconds. Do 1 leg at a time, or elevate your feet little by little. Some even add a resistance band at the knees for an extra burn. Can you see yourself mastering this, even if you're starting from 0? Every success, every pain, free walk or strong climb up the stairs comes from mastering this foundation. Let's connect this back to our first point. Poor glute strength is a silent killer of independence. The less you use them, the more other parts of your body must work. Have you noticed more aches in your back or knees lately? How much is it costing you to ignore your posterior muscles, ready to build even more lower body confidence? Let's talk about chair squats. If I could assign only one leg exercise, it would be the chair squat. Squats use every major muscle in your legs and hips, keeping you mobile, boosting metabolism, and making everyday movements easier from getting up for coffee to climbing stairs. A study from Stanford found that just a month of daily chair squats led to leg strength gains of nearly 40%, with marked improvements in climbing stairs and walking speed. That's independence you can measure. Technique matters. Stand with a sturdy chair behind you. Your knees should form about a 90-degree angle when you sit. Keep feet shoulder width apart, toes out just slightly at 15 degrees. It's not just more comfortable. It actually reduces knee strain by nearly a quarter compared to a straight-footed stance. Cross your arms on your chest or reach them forward for balance. Push your hips back like you're closing a car door behind you, and slowly lower down until your bottom lightly taps the seat. Don't fully sit. From there, stand right back up, driving through your heels, not your toes, squeezing your glutes on the way up. That glute squeeze at the top, as Mayo Clinic research notes, ramps up muscle use by nearly half. 3 sets of 8, with a minute break in between, is a great place to start, not feeling confident in your movement. Practice a hip hinge first. Stand with your back against a wall. Push your hips back just a couple inches. Bend your knees slightly, and get familiar with the feeling before going deeper. Warming up with 5 minutes of light walking beforehand helps blood flow and prepares your nerves and muscles, ready to challenge yourself more. Try pausing for 2 seconds at the bottom, or hold a light weight like a soup can at your chest. Advanced. Ditch the chair. But know the chair version stays effective for every skill level. Now, think back, how many times a day do you sit and stand? What would it feel like if every time was not a struggle, but a small win for your strength? Every extra rep is a vote for a more independent future. Next, let's rebuild your posture and upper body strength, because how you pull yourself upright matters as much as how you push up from a chair. Enter the resistance band row. If muscle is armor for your mobility, your back is the shield. Back weakness doesn't just lead to slouching, it puts you at a higher risk for falls, persistent aches, and trouble lifting even light objects. In a recent Johns Hopkins study, older adults who did band rows saw their back strength soar by more than 40% and even gained measurable height from better posture, all in just 30 days. Here's how to do it. Sit in a sturdy chair, feet flat. Loop a band around your feet or a table leg if you can't reach. Hold the ends, palms in. Sit tall, chest up, shoulders relaxed. Poor posture in the starting position cuts effectiveness by a third. So this really matters. Pull your elbows back, keeping them close to your body, as if you're squeezing a pencil between your shoulder blades. Hold for 2 seconds at full contraction, ensuring your shoulder blades are moving, not just your arms. Return slow and controlled. Don't let the band snap. 3 sets of 12, with short breaks, gives you full coverage. Before starting, wake up the muscles by pulling your shoulder blades gently back and down 10 times. This neural priming wakes up the connection between your brain and back, so you get more benefit with every rep. Once you get the hang of it, you can try using a thicker band. Sit farther forward for extra resistance, or do one arm at a time, each for extra focus. When I first introduced this exercise to a senior client, John, he was skeptical. Could 40 years of rounded shoulders really move in just 1 month? 3 weeks later, he texted a photo, standing tall, delighted, his family stunned at the difference. What would it do for you if friends saw you walking in proud, upright, pain-free? Pause for a second. Could you even measure how much back pain or fatigue good posture would erase from your day? This one habit might just change how you see yourself in every mirror. Now that we've rebuilt strength from hips to shoulders, let's bring it all together. What if one movement could firm your entire core, slow down aging at the cellular level, and radically improve confidence and stability? The modified plank, recently hailed by Harvard researchers as one of the best anti-aging exercises, may be deceptively simple, but the data is astounding. In their recent study, seniors repeating this plank for just 30 days increased core strength by nearly half, reduced falls by over 60%, and showed measurable improvement in cellular youthfulness. How is that possible? The move calls on your deepest abdominal and back muscles, the corset that protects your entire spine and keeps you steady during every daily task. Start on your hands and knees. Then bring your forearms to the floor, elbows beneath your shoulders. Instead of straightening your legs fully, keep your knees down but move them back until there's a straight line from your head to your knees. This setup keeps all the muscle work with less stress on joints. Engage your core, pull your belly button in as though zipping up snug pants. The most important cue is to keep your back completely flat. Don't let your hips sag or pop up like a tent. This is where almost everyone over 60 loses form, instantly cutting effectiveness. Hold for 15 seconds, breathing normally. Never hold your breath, since that can raise your blood pressure. Do 3 holds of 15 seconds, 30 seconds rest between each. It may sound too short, but studies found that multiple shorter holds deliver better and safer results for older adults than one long, exhausting hold. As you get stronger, add 5 seconds every week. Try lifting one arm at a time or move your knees back an inch or two for a new challenge. The first thing in the morning works best for many, with research showing improved posture for the whole day. When you train early. A quick mini story. Ruth, age 67, had always felt unstable bending or turning suddenly. 3 weeks into her plank routine, she laughed, recounting how she nearly lost her balance at the grocery store out of habit but quickly caught herself, steady and strong. How would it feel to move through life not with fear, but with real stability in every step? Let's put it all together. When you combine these movements, standing knee raises, glute bridges, chair squats, resistance band rows, and modified planks, you're addressing the entire spectrum of muscle needs. Multiple studies confirm doing a mix of strength exercises leads to results far beyond what you'd get from one alone. The science is clear. This synergy builds strength that lasts. I recommend all 5 exercises every other day. For your first week, this allows your muscles time to adapt and recover, which is when growth really happens. After that, work up to 5 or 6 days a week, always with at least 1 full rest day. The complete session should take about 20 to 25 minutes when you know the moves. Mornings often provide the best results, but the right time is whatever fits your routine. Consistency is what matters most. Miss 1 day, no problem. Miss a week, that's where you might notice setbacks. So keep building momentum. How do you track progress? Keep a small notebook, log your reps and hold times, and celebrate every win. Even something as simple as an easier time getting out of your car or walking up a flight of stairs. Visible change can start in just a week. Functional changes like steadier steps or easier mornings follow quickly. Stay hydrated. Water before, during, and after helps muscle recovery. Eat some protein within 2 hours post-exercise, even just a glass of milk, yogurt, or a handful of nuts. Some studies from the Mayo Clinic noted this can boost muscle building by up to half. Above all, listen to your body. Mild soreness means you're growing. Sharp pain means it's time to back off and consult a professional. These movements have been shown safe and effective for thousands, including those with replaced joints and chronic pain. But adaptation is key. What works for your friend may need small changes for you. Your age is just a number. Your muscle can grow stronger at any stage with the right habits and a little patience. Every day, I'm inspired by stories of men and women reclaiming movement and confidence they never thought possible after 60. What stories will you tell a month from now? If you've ever caught yourself saying, "I'm too old for this," or "My body just can't do it anymore," today is your chance to prove otherwise. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tips on living a healthy and vibrant life after 50. And check out this next video on reversing insulin resistance to go even deeper. If you've ever felt tired or struggled with bloating after 50, this channel is for you. What changes have you noticed in your own balance or strength since turning 60? Which of these exercises feels like the biggest challenge? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for choosing strength.